shame. No throne of gods, no cursed decree will drag us back again. Our will is born from everything that tried to end our name. We rise beyond the shattered how that once devoured our skies. Through storms of loss and bleeding vows, through countless goodbyes. Even if the stars collapse and every god denies, spewing random silver clouds of doom. Its breath a spiral hurricane, devouring all reserve. The chains were forged from ancient vows, and trembling fear each link a prayer. No mortal ever dared to speak. Yet through the storm I felt the ground begin to shake. Its speed itself took monstrous form beyond all reason. We run against the god of teeth and endless rage, chasing a shadow that outpaces destiny. Through the storm of screams and broken heavens, we raise our swords against the law of fear. Even if the world tears open beneath our feet, we will bind despair with burning will and soul. The beast ignites the darkness with 1,000 killing slides. Each heartbeat like an earthquake tearing through our souls. The echoes of the fallen shake the trembling air. Yet still we stand where terror learns to kneel. Through shattered shields and failing prayers we grasp the light. Our hands are bleeding but our spirits burn. If this is where our legends end in dust and ash, then let our final cry become a holy word. We run against a god of teeth and endless rage, chasing a shadow that outpaces destiny. Through the storm of screams and broken heavens, we raise our swords against the law of fear. Even if the world tears open beneath our feet, we will bind despair with burning will and soul. If the speed devours every dream we try to save, then let our hearts outrun the coming grave. We are the flaw the prophecy could not erase, the trembling error in the script of God. If hope must shatter first to learn to fly, then let our souls become the final chain. Even if tomorrow dies in screaming sparks, our defiance will remain. We run beyond the limits carved by ancient hands, outpacing fear, outpacing fallen skies. Through storm and flame and collapsing eternity, we drive our will into the throat of fate. If the beast devours the last remaining star, we will still rise as scars of burning light. aching vein as the storm rewrites the meaning of pain. I feel your shadow racing parallel to mine. Two fragile wheels tangled in the borderline. We trade our doubts for velocity and roar as tomorrow collapses into a blinding war. We accelerate beyond the edge of sorrow and flame through sun begins to blur, and even gods can only watch me vanish through their hands. The heavens shaking, warning as my shadow splits the clouds. A scream of steel and fire ripping open endless night. I am the strike before the echo, the consequence of will, the living proof that speed itself can rewrite law. I break the sky with overwhelming force and flame. I ride the edge of thunder, carving truth into the pain. With a heart that beats at the speed of falling gods, I tear through fate and dragging chains of weakened hope behind my fading heartbeat. The weight of every silent goodbye crushed my spine, but the memory of your eyes still taught me how to shine. Through the storm of shattered prayers and unanswered cries, I learned that even broken wings can still defy the sky. Every step I took was paved with pain I couldn't hide, yet your fading warmth still pulled me toward the light. I will rise above the ache that pulls my soul apart. I will scream through every scar that tried to stop my heart. Even if my shaken voice is all that's left of me, I will burn across the night and break my own destiny. When my voice breaks the sky, I remember who I am. If the darkness calls my name with poison dreams, and the weight of all my failures pulls me to my knees, I will answer with the fire I kept inside my chest, a trembling declaration carved in broken breath. Even tears can shine like stars when hope is torn and thin. Even shattered hearts can learn to truly sing again. Now I rise above the scars that once destroyed my heart. Now I scream beyond the fear that tried to tear me apart. Every crack within my soul becomes a burning key, unlocking all the light I thought I'd never see. I will climb beyond the pain, beyond the endless night. And when my fragile voice ignites the frozen
sins and prayers. Each scar I carry hums your name. It echoes of the night. A promise carved in rusted light. I swore I'd never break again. The world kept spinning through our tears, indifferent to our cries. Yet in the dust of fallen dreams, your shadow calls my heart awake. I chase the sound of dying hope across the edge of fear, still running toward a distant flame that proves I'm not alone. We rise from the ashes of despair, through screams letters of our names. Then let the storm remember us as sinners who defied. Even if the gods themselves should turn their eyes away, our scream will climb the heavens, caught in fire and betrayal. We rise from the edge of endless night. Through collapsing worlds and shattered skies, we still ignite. Our pain becomes a banner flying high above the war, a symphony of broken souls that dares to ask for more. We rise beyond the hand of fate. No throne, no fear, no doom can seal our flame. Until the end of time itself forgets our name, we burn as one undying flame.
I walk beneath the heaven-painted false and gold, believing every shining light they carved in my name. I raised my blade for truths I never owned, and felt the first crack split my heart in flame. Now every prayer I whisper stains the air with guilt. Every breath resounds with the grief I cannot erase. The God I struck still haunts my trembling shadow. His dying light etched deep into my face. I wear the crown of my own sin and fire, a throne of thorns beneath forgotten skies. Even if the world denies my sorrow, this broken soul still dares to rise. Through blood and tears I crawl toward tomorrow, bearing the dream I was too blind to save. They call me chosen, blessed by sacred wills, but blessed hands are still capable of crime. The voice that guided me through holy silence now screams inside me through the flow of time. I see his eyes within the shattered stars, the frozen light that I was born to end. No God will ever wash these hands of mine. No sacred fire will let me start again. I wear the crown of my own sin and fire, a throne of thorns beneath forgotten skies. Even if the world denies my sorrow, this broken soul still dares to rise. Through pride and tears I crawl toward tomorrow, bearing the dream I was too blind to save. If punishment is all that waits for me, then let me burn beneath an endless storm. But if one fragment of his light remains, I'll chase it through the dark and tattered form. Even a cursed heart can still remember why it bleeds. I wear the crown of my own sin and fire, but still I run beyond the edge
breaking like shards of broken glass. Yet in the echo of each failure I hear a distant call, a rhythm pulling me beyond the ruins of regret. I am drowned in hesitation, I have tasted the dust of defeat, but even despair could not steal the fire in my chest. With shaking hands and unbroken will, I ignite this fragile spark and turn the skies of weakness into wings. I will run through the falling sky, faster than the feet
to fire and loss. Then let our screams become the last command. We carry every sin, every shattered dream, yet still we burn to cut tomorrow's edge. Now we rise beyond the jaws of closing doom, with shattered wings reborn in blinding flame. The night retreats before a roaring blood, as broken souls ignite the sky again. No throne of gods, no faded hand of death shall steal the fire we forged from our despair. We are the storm the fate could never fight or drown. The dawn that breaks scares of daylight, unbroken, the face of devouring night. The storm of northern fate awakened in my veins, as ravens cry my name across the frozen crown of skies. I climbed the roofs where every world was caught by pain, carrying the spear that only God dared to defy. No throne awaited me beyond the hanging wind, no crown, but scars engraved into the storm of thought. Yet in the abyss where all beginnings sink, I chose the blade of knowledge no soul had ever sought. God, you tear my destiny apart, let my blood engrave the runes of dawn. Through nights of death, I ignite my heart to rise as the fire the gods lean on. Now the world tree shakes with my sacrifices, lightning crowns the path that's sworn. From falling God to awaken, will I am reborn through the spear of The wind forgot my breath upon the hanging dawn, as time itself knelt silent at my breaking spine. Each drop of life became a burning song, etching forbidden stars into my blinded mind. Below, the realms whispered my fading name. Above, the storm stared back without remorse, yet bound between death and divine flame. I mastered the truth no heaven could enforce. chains. Through self-destruction I carve the path of living, turning divine despair into sovereign flame. No prophecy holds the will I plan to claim. No fear remains where the abyss was slain. Gunner, crown me with the wrath of light. Let the shattered heavens know my name. Through endless death I forge
each breath a vow of burning blood against the coming night. No banners left, no sacred shields to guard our final charge. Only the roar of iron hearts that thunder through our veins. We carved our names in shattered fate with rusted trembling blades. And now we chase the edge of doom through hurricanes of flame. Right through the end of days, let the last Northwind scream our names. We are the fire that never bells, the sin the gods can't take. Through broken worlds and collapsing skies, we tear the dark apart. No fate, no heavens left can slow a raging heart. We ride, we burn, we shatter time beneath the dying stars. The plains of death stretch endlessly with echoes of the lost. Their whispers cling like shattered chains around our bleeding souls. Yet even as the final bells of judgment start to toll, our shadows surge like final storms no destiny controls. The storm ahead devours all that ever dared to hope, but in its core we see the light of something yet unborn. With ribs of steel and shattered lungs we scream defiance roar, and charge into the mouth of gods with nothing left to mourn. Right through the end of days, let the last Northwind scream our names. We are the fire that never blows, the sin the gods can't take. Through broken walls and collapsing skies, we tear the dark apart. No fate, no heavens left can slow a raging heart. We ride, we burn, we shatter time beneath the dying stars. If this is where the world breaks down, then here we plant our feet. With bloodied hands and blazing eyes, we curse the cold retreat. Let